So what is, I'm curious because I always like to ask this with guests that have natural boobs because, with the guests I've had on that have enhanced, they choose to have boobs that are that large.
Which is, it's growing up with them naturally. I'm like, how could you, why would you choose this?
But again, they're different because they feel different.
Yeah. So when they hold themselves up a bit more too, I think.
Yeah. And that's, because some of them don't have to wear bras.
Yeah.
And they don't. And that's the thing, natural boobs, you have different requirements, I think, because they move differently, they sit differently.
Well, I stopped wearing bras, and one thing I noticed, like if I go to a bar, I used to always, when I'd sit at a bar, my boobs would naturally go above the bar.
Yeah.
And then I don't wear bras, I have to be aware of smushing my boobs onto the bar, so I'll be like, ow.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh yeah. And then when I do wear a bra on the occasion, I'm like, Jesus, they're like up off of me.
And so have you always pretty much had huge boobs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I got them. They came in when I was in like 8th or 9th grade.
Okay.
And they just I looked like a little stick, and then I got hips and tits just like. And all the women in my family are like extremely curvaceous. Like even the ones who are like more slim than I am, they're still like.
It's in the genes.
We are built similarly. They all got hips, ass, and titties.
So at least you never had to worry. You're like, am I going to get boobs?
Yeah, no,
they were going to show up at some point.
I didn't fret. Maybe a little bit in like 7th grade. I was like, oh.
Come on, where you going? I'm curious. Do you think that might have helped with the bartending? Because obviously, I think busty bartenders might do a little better.
Yeah. I definitely like worked in some places. I worked in this like saloon in Wyoming for a little bit. That was kind of catered to very rich people. And my whole shtick was being the like sassy tattooed like saloon wench, and like it wasn't really an act for me. I was just like I got to like talk a little shit, and people ate it up like it was like. But yeah, they definitely help with the tips in the civ world and in the porn world, of course.
Everything, yeah. They're very they have a lot of power in that way. So, I mean, do you feel like, because again, are you pretty mixed in terms of how you feel about them? Like some days you love them, some days you hate them?
Yeah, well, when I hate them is when I'm trying to like just lay down and they're just like
on your like
and I'm
strangling
like,
you.
Get away from me.
Leave me alone.
Like get off. Like ugh. So sometimes when I'm like spooning with somebody, I'm like, can you just like hold them down?
Put them in control.
But like ultimately, it's like literally because I've had them. It's weird. It's like they've become a part of my identity because they have affected like every aspect of my life, and now obviously in the adult industry are a huge part of my career. So it's a blessing and a curse. Like all power comes with responsibility.
I always say that having huge boobs is the closest that there is to a real superpower.
And it's like shopping is annoying.
Yeah.
And that's it. And it's like sometimes they're just like, I just can't wear some things.
Yeah.
And that's annoying. But like there's a lot of stuff that I have to see to be like, what fabric is it? Is it going to hold it up? But ultimately, I think they're more fun than they are not fun.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Like the face that I see on someone's face every time I like lift up my shirt for the first time will always make it worth it.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. Because every time they're just like, look.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, again, they're something that are very fun in a lot of ways. So, I mean, I'm curious, like, have most of the people that you've been with, like, dated and stuff like that, have they really been into them?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people I think a lot of people just like my curves in general.
Okay, yeah.
But a lot of thighs and butt people also. Yeah. It's just
a lot to grab.
Yeah. I don't feel like I've been with a lot of like specifically boob people.
Okay.
I've been with a lot more of my guys have been butt guys.
Butt guys. Yeah.
And I'm like,
come on. Yeah. Well, I mean, because I have had many guests, BBW guests that have both. So it's like, and they always tell me the same thing. It's like the guys are actually more into their butts than their boobs.
Boobs are just a perk.
Yeah. Right. It's a bonus.
Yeah.
The cherry on top of the huge butt. But, so, okay, yeah, I mean, is there anything that you particularly like having, like, again, aside from when people are cuddling with you and, they can hold them for you? I mean, is there, like, you like them touched in a certain way, played a certain way?
Yeah, I mean, I have very, very sensitive nipples, which is another blessing for me. Like, that's like one of the instant ways to like get me turned on if you're trying to is just like you one like nipple pinch and I'm like, okay, well now I can't.
Yeah, let's go. You
Fine.
turned it on.
All right, yeah. Literally.
You flick the switch.
That's fun too. I was in like, yeah, I mean they're very sensitive. Which is also I'm like, no biting. But like we can but I love having them played with. I mean it's a favorite move.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's just instant all the blood flow from my brain. It's like
nice. Yeah. So and they don't like because you were mentioning earlier about like the kind of you having to do exercises and stuff to be able to strengthen your back. I'm all about mobility. My mom, who's 74 years old, she's stacked. She has no back pain. So I'm like, whatever you're doing, really?
I'm going to do that too. Yeah. She has like no aches and pains, 74-year-old. And it's just I just have to do a lot of stretching, swim a lot because getting the gravity off for a bit really helps.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to stay active.
Yeah, that's good.
And I do a lot, but a lot of swimming is really nice because I'm like, I'm trying to shoot a pool scene while I'm here because I really think I'm like literally the most buoyant. I can literally just, I don't have to do anything. I just float.
Yeah.
So I really want to do a pool scene because I know I can lay on my back and like literally just have them swishing around. I think them in the pool is probably the most fun thing you can do with skinny dipping.
Really?
With big boobies is the most fun because they just.
Okay.
They got a mind of their own.
Yeah. And especially if they're natural.
Yeah. And it feels nice. It looks fun, you know?
Yeah. Do you like huge boobs on other women?
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, I like all types. It's I am big.
Yeah. I'm not trying to say
I usually like just more alternative. So I'm attracted to people with tattoos, but I like a curvy girl is. And like if you have ever had big boobs yourself and naked hugged another woman with big boobs, like
feels amazing.
No, I remember the first time in my life that I. Had sex with another woman who was curvy. I was just like, oh, like I get it now. Like this makes sense.
Yeah.
And I was just like, she's so fucking soft. Like just like everything. And I was like, yeah. So big boobs.
Good crappily, yeah.
They don't have to be huge, but like.
Yeah, I mean, because
I like the like hyper feminine kind of like super hourglassy shit. I mean. Yeah. Because I like bellies, thighs, butts, and all that too.
The curves, all of it. Yeah.
It's a good look.
And it's just because I've had people on too that like when they're into women, they're curvy, but they actually want the women that they're with to be smaller, more petite, no boobs sometimes, and it's just interesting.
Sometimes I don't want to be with someone who makes me feel like I'm a giant.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I like to feel small.